Hey guys, I'm back. If it's the first time to my channel, my name's Brian. Please subscribe, and I'm going to put my links and all my stuff down below, so check that out. Make sure to go to my store on the main page, axboy.com, axboy.com. Buy something, help me out. Every little bit helps. I don't make that much money off this stuff, trust me. But if you're interested, buy something. I take PayPal, Dogecoin, Redcoin, Potcoin. You know, Not Bitcoin right now, only because the transaction for you guys would be so high, like $15 per transaction. My items are like under 10 bucks. All right, so anyway, I had in my last video talked about moving and was trying to figure out where to go, where to go, where to go. And I had hardly been sleeping for days and thinking about this, making myself sick over it. Again, I apologize for the angle of the camera. I live in a motel. It's propped up on pillows. I'm washed out. I look like I'm Casper the Ghost, but whatever. And I also look like all alienized, like I said last time. But anyway, deal with it. In fact, I'm just going to sit here talking, so you might as well like play Candy Crush while you listen to me. So anyway, I finally fell asleep after days, and well, not after days, but hardly sleeping for days, and I was up like 29 hours, well, 31 hours, and I fell asleep. I woke up shortly after that, and then I fell back to sleep. Thankfully, I ended up sleeping like 10 and a half hours. So then I wake up and I'm like, shit, like I probably shouldn't do that. Like I want to. I want to move so bad because I'm really unhappy. Like, I don't think that anyone around me exactly knows how unhappy I am. I feel very isolated. I feel very, I don't really have any friends here. I mean, I have people here that I talk to. I have people here I can see. But what I'm looking for is, excuse me, someone to be into the same things that I'm into. And not only be into the same things that I'm into, but, sorry, God, that seltzer. I had this idea tonight, by the way, like, oh, just drink seltzer water, you'll get more fluids that way. Like, I don't like the taste of the tap water here. So anyway, and plus tap water is probably not the greatest for you, and it's coming out of a motel faucet because I live in a motel, in case you're new to the channel. Anyway, so I was thinking like, all right, like I feel isolated, that's why I want to move. I was saying what I want. I want someone that's into the same stuff I am, but I also want someone who understands me enough that I'm comfortable with them because I feel like I'm always around people who just really don't get me, and they're like I'm always listening to them. I'm a very good listener, and all my self-expression tends to be online, with the exception of my ex Keith, who I was with for 10 years, and some of you guys might know him from my old channel. We were texting tonight, and I was talking to him about some hot messes up on YouTube that we used to watch, and he was like, then like they're continuing drama, like, oh my God, check them out. And I was like, it's funny. I'm like, you're the only person I can talk to about this because you're the only one who knows what the hell I'm talking about. So he was like, I know, right? And like, so, just unfortunately, we're separated by like 1,100 miles. Um, so yeah, okay. So I wake up and I'm like, you know what? You can't drive your car till it runs on the ground because then you don't have a car and then you're really stuck. Locally, at least you still have it. If something happens, there is one person that I can call that has a car. But see, that's the other thing too, is most of my friends that I kind of see. Okay, I really don't see anybody. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, one of my exes gets my mail. I take him to the supermarket when I get my mail. I don't really go to the bars anymore, so I don't see him out there. My other ex, who lives in Florida, that's who I text now, but he's 1,100 miles away. A lot of people I drop for various reasons, violence. There's been drug addicts, severe alcoholics, the whole gamut. And I was just like, once I was done with one thing, I was done with all of it. And I was like, I'd rather be alone. And that was fine for a while, but now it's kind of like when you're alone, you're really alone. And although I wouldn't change it, I wouldn't go back to all that because that was just horrendous, ridiculous, stupid. I don't know what I was thinking with these people. And I was running myself ragged, doing things that I didn't want to be doing anyway, and keeping up with them for no reason because, frankly, they were kind of simpletons. And I mean, that sounds really harsh, but they were. I mean, there was just nothing there. They're the most basic shell of people. And I was trying to lose myself in that. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to, for the longest time, I wanted to take a vacation from myself. And so when I was hanging out with these particular people, and some of you, if you're watching and you're local, you might, is he talking about me? Probably not, but maybe. No, but I just found that it was so surface. It was only talked about sex, only talked about guys, only running here to there to, I just want to have, this kind of fun, that kind of fun. Like, but they didn't even know who the president of Russia was. I don't think they even knew who the vice president of the United States was. I mean, there was like, it's just empty. It's a very empty life. And I was stupid enough to fall into this and just kind of like, I would even change my tone. I mean, that's the funny thing. I would like dumb myself down so much. Like, I was like, it's funny. It's funny. It wasn't funny. I wasn't even amused. I wasn't even having a good time at all. Like 90% of the time, I wasn't having fun. Now, look, there was a few moments, like, yeah, things were really cool. Just because, I mean, sometimes, you could hang out with your worst enemy like every day and you're eventually going to laugh, but it was just a waste of time. But you have to understand, after my mom died in 2011, and then an ex-boyfriend of mine died, and my father got engaged to this woman who I didn't like, and my half-sister, I have a half-sister that I'm not really in contact with, she didn't like her, and there was so much drama with this whole situation, and there was very little time to get used to, like all kids have to, getting used to your parent, any parent, being with a new person after they were just with, in my case, my mother for over 30 years. And this person comes along fairly quickly and they're getting married really quickly. And this person's kind of invasive into your privacy. And suddenly talking to your father about certain things that make you uncomfortable or certain issues, just having a normal discussion, he's cutting you out. She's sending you emails, claiming not to be watching you on YouTube, but she is because she references me in YouTube. And then my father telling me she doesn't watch me on YouTube when she's giving direct quotes of what I said and admits directly in an email that she was listening to me on YouTube. Started following me on Twitter. It took me to like 30 hours. I had said, like, give me time. Like if you guys are still dating, like in a certain amount of time frame, then yeah. But I wasn't going to jump into, my thought process was always this. You're dating somebody. This is new to you. And this may not last 6 months, 9 months. I didn't want to bring someone new into my life, get to know them, maybe actually like them. I mean, I didn't eventually. I mean, I had no problem with her at first, but eventually I didn't. I mean, I just didn't. I think even to this day, it doesn't matter. Another video. So I had no time, like, because my thought process was this, like, I don't want to have to maybe actually like the person, and then my father break up with her, and I have to be loyal to my father. You know what I mean? Like, he's already probably hurt from my mother's death, and he's gonna be hurt because maybe this new woman broke his heart, or he just didn't like her and dumped her. I can't have her sitting on my Facebook, on my Twitter, on my YouTube, and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, so and so. I have to delete you," and then throw someone out of my life that maybe I would have liked, or continue to talk to this person, and then my father be getting more and more upset that I'm still involved with someone that he was with. And by the way, she wasn't that far apart in age from me. So, I mean, it was just a bad situation all around. I don't know where I was going with that. I tend to babble. I am sorry. So anyway, like, okay, I was like, you know what, you can't. You probably shouldn't move. It's not in your best interest. Your car will be run to the ground. All the places you're thinking of has no public transportation. Then what? So then I was looking, since then, I was looking like, okay, apartments, because, like I said, the motel's not super expensive, but it's expensive, at the same time, like, and I'm not in a place right now where I can live with a stranger. So I see like, rooms for rent for $550, but I'm an anxious person and I can't do that. I can't live with someone. I like my privacy. I like having my own bathroom. Maybe if it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe. Or if I actually knew the person and was friends with them, then maybe. But just moving in with some stranger is sketchy to me. I mean, it's such a toss of the coin. This person could be horrible, and then what? Now I'm stuck with some idiot that I don't want to be with. Um, it's also could be dangerous. I mean, Frank, let's face it. I'm either gonna probably not live with a straight guy because a lot of straight men. I mean, there's a lot of straight guys that are cool with gay men, but it's just weird. So I could live with a girl. But I've lived with girls, and I like living with girls. To be honest, I'm not dissing that. It's just they try to turn me eventually into their girlfriend, where they're telling me all their drama, all their stuff. That's fine. I mean, look, I'm saying that wrong because I don't want to offend women. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's the dynamic that starts to play out because I become the best gay friend, and that means that I should suddenly like shopping, and I don't like shopping. That I should suddenly know which dress on you looks better, and I'm not that kind of gay person. Like that's a whole. I mean, it's a stereotype that gay men know fashion, are into decorating, are all this stuff. I just don't fall into those particular categories. The only stereotype that I fall into is I'm not really into sports. It just doesn't interest me at all. I mean, I'll watch Summer Olympic men diving on the diving board, but for obvious reasons, they're in Speedos. I mean, I don't really care what score they get. Living with a gay guy, it's complicated. People always say that sex is the gay man's handshake. I don't want to necessarily hook up with that person. I don't want that person looking at me if they're into me and I'm not into them. Like, suppose if I moved in with someone who's just not my type and I was their type, and maybe that's why they said yes to me moving in, then I'm stuck in that situation. And I don't want to be in that either. In fact, after what happened to me with this other person, I'm so disgusted by everything. Sex is like the last thing on my mind. Like, it's just not. And plus, I'm almost 42 years old, so it's not like I'm at my sexual peak. So I don't care as much anymore. I just don't. Some days I do. I have those moments, those waves of, oh, I gotta find somebody. I gotta get a boyfriend or something, like something, but most of the time I just don't care. I'm more wrapped up in my own little world in my head or what I'm into online. That's the truth, sadly. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll get a second win someday. So that's out of the question. The other thing is, too, I have to, not have to, I'm looking at apartments, and like I said before, which was my dilemma if I move, a lot of places are doing credit checks. I can't pass a credit check. Like I said, like everything, once my father died and everything went downhill really quick with a lot of stuff in my life, and between depression and everything else, I let things go. I mean, there's no one to blame for that. That's me. I mean, I did that to myself, but I can't go back and undo that. So I can't pass a credit check right now. I also don't have a job, and I haven't in 13 years. Worked officially on the books as far as having a legitimate paycheck to paycheck to paycheck thing. I've done things online where I've had to, consider capital gains or minimal income for certain things, and I've, lucked out, through stuff like that. But that's not going to hold me forever. I need a job. But if I go to a job, thankfully my driver's license has the address to my ex who gets my mail, so it looks like I have an address. Because I'm not going to be like, oh, I live in a motel. I haven't worked in 13 years. I live in a motel. Hire me. So it's hard to find the apartment because I don't have a landlord, and I have not had a landlord in about a year and a half, I guess. And before that, I was at a place for 10 years that I had to skip out on. I wasn't intending to. It's another story, but I had to. I had to leave and break the lease. So that's not even a good reference. So now we backtrack to when I lived in Panama City, Florida, to a landlord that I can't even remember her name. I was trying to think of it today. I mean, we're talking almost 2 decades of, don't have any place I can give you a reference to. At least that would be good. Can't pass a credit check, can't give a reference. Don't have a job. So I also, what do I go to this place? I mean, I can pay for an apartment right now, but I can't prove that. I mean, like, oh, like, I have no job. Like, oh, what do you do? Like, or on the application, like, employer. Oh, I don't have one. And it's harder in the past. You could lie before computers were popular. And I'm old enough to remember that. You could be like, you could have, like, a parent say they're a landlord. You can still kind of do that to a point, but I don't have anyone that they could probably really call. Maybe somebody, but their phone is usually not active. They're usually just on their Wi-Fi on the phone, but the service is off. You can't really fake jobs anymore, because if they do an actual check, they pull stuff. They pull credit, they pull stuff. I mean, it's not like it's impossible. I could get a place, but it's in a very bad area, or it's a place that there's no parking, or you have to park about 1.5 miles away. I mean, even when I stayed on that guy's floor, when I went homeless out of my apartment, I had to sleep on his floor for a while. He lived downtown, and I had to park quite a ways away. I mean, it would take me about 20 minutes to walk to my car, and I would have to do that certain days of the week, because street parking, you can't park on Tuesdays, you can't park on Wednesday, whatever, and I'd have to move my car, or snow emergency from snowstorms. I don't want to be in a situation where I have no place to park, and I don't want to be in a situation where I live in a bad area where if my car breaks down, it's dangerous to walk around, nor do I want to get robbed. Not that I have that much to take, but I just don't want that. And I also, tonight, okay, I'm checking the time, it's almost 17 minutes. Tonight I just went for a drive, just driving around to clear my head. And I went down Central Avenue towards where the bars are and stuff like that, just to, circle around, burn some time, get out of this room. And there's hookers in a certain section. And they walk around, and you know that they're a hooker because women don't stand there looking at you for a very long time. Not normal women, anyway. And so, they'll do the whole, they'll spot you and continue the look, as your car passes. This one was so bold tonight. I'm at a red light, and I'm about to come back here, actually. And I was, done driving around. And I saw her. I glanced really quick, but I realized, oh, okay, hooker, and I just kept staring straight ahead. She walks across the street to my passenger side of my car and starts trying to open the door. Now, my driver's side window doesn't go down because my car is crap, and thankfully it's locked. I look over, and I'm like, no. And she's like, please. And I'm like, no. And she walked to the next car behind me and tried to open his door. I don't want to live down there. I don't want to be down there if I don't have to be. So my point is, I have to find a way to either be able to afford this, but not be breaking even, because I have to eat. I want to stop hemorrhaging cash. I want what I have left to freeze frame and live off what I'm making, and then hope that anything I make online, either through donations from, well, I already decided, any PayPal donation I get, which is probably going to be slim to none, because hardly anyone ever donates. Everyone thinks everyone else is donating. Oh, he must be making a lot of money. No one's donating. If I get a donation, I'll tell in the very next video how much, just so everyone knows exactly how much. And I'll do a little shout out. But any PayPal donation, I'm just going to throw into a separate account, and that is going to be my future car fund of when I can buy a car, if I have to repair this one, which I'm sure I will have to eventually. And then probably any sales that I make off my store, I might throw that into a car fund too, to be honest, because I do need a car. Sorry, I zoned off into my own thoughts. So yeah, I need to find something, but the problem is, I cannot work Monday through Friday, which automatically, and I might have said this in the last video, automatically takes away from higher paying jobs, because Monday through Friday is more of the office jobs. I can only work Wednesday through Sunday. I can still work 5 days. We'll do another video about working, by the way, because it'll be too long if I try to explain that now and the dilemma with that. But the reason why is because I have to go to the dentist. We're not talking about a cleaning. I've actually, for years, have had issues. I need to have extractions. I need to have front teeth that are kind of chipping fixed. I need a lot of stuff done. It's not going to be cheap. Another reason why I need a job. And dental insurance, which doesn't cover anything hardly anyway. Dental offices are not open on Saturday. And at least ones that provide nitrous oxide, because I need that, because I'm a nervous wreck. Like, you don't understand. I pass out from things. I get panic attacks from things. I can't take things like Valium or Xanax. Like, we'll get into that too. I can always bring that up another time, but I can't do that. And everyone's like, oh, you can do IV sedation. Okay, that's benzodiazepines. I cannot do those. I cannot have those drugs under any circumstance. So I have to suffer through it. I'm not worried about pain. It's not pain. It's more, I don't like feeling trapped. I don't like people in my mouth drilling. I don't like things, I don't like the feeling of things being pulled or tasting blood or things being yanked out, or my mind going ahead of, oh, well, if he can't get it out or I pass out, he has to stop and I have to get stitches or drill it. No. I mean, even just talking about it is just, ugh. So I have to do that. Also, I probably do want to start seeing a therapist again for my anxiety, and I have to go back to a cardiologist, another video to do in the future. I have too much going on, and I can't get a job and need every Monday or every Tuesday off, or I can't do that. So right now, what I figure is I'll have every appointment done on Mondays. This gives me Tuesday to recuperate from passing out or whatever massive anxiety attack that I had that now I'm scared to go outside to get over it, and then get back to work on Wednesday and be able to stand there for 8 hours or, you know, do whatever. So I'm thinking about contacting a temp agency and maybe getting a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday part-time office job. And then on the weekend, maybe work at like the Marriott, or just do the Marriott for those 5 days, or any hotel. I'm just using that as an example, but it doesn't pay a lot. The hotels, I mean, and forget retail. I can't. I have to avoid people and just no. I won't do retail again. I mean, I'll never say never, but no. So even if I worked full time at a hotel, with the price of the motel, plus eating, plus seeing a dentist, I'm still hemorrhaging money. I need something that's at least paying me $15 an hour. All these places are paying 11, 10, 11. I need 15. And no hotel's going to do that. I'll grab that in the meantime if I have to, though. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my I'm babbling on and on, but there'll be more videos, and you know, I do recommend, if you got this far, to kind of always just keep up with them, because if you jump in 36 videos from now, it's not going to make sense, and you're not going to know stuff about me, but I know people do jump in, and not everyone is hanging on my every word, nor do I hang on anyone else's on YouTube. So, well, some people I do, but for the most part, no. This is more like my own personal diary, I guess, to me, and whoever watches, watches, and that's fine with me, because I'm not going to pay too much attention to it, to be honest. I just like being able to talk because it helps to say it and just get it out there, just kind of play things out as I'm talking about them in my head. Anyway, okay, so that's it. If I started saying something and I never finished, I'm sorry. You know, leave a comment below of what I didn't finish, and I'll start talking about it in the next video. Otherwise, I will be around later. I will do another video soon. I'll try. See you later, guys.